So this is round 2 of GoPro in a crab trap. Now I did do this video at the same time, or on the same day as the original GoPro in a crab trap video, but I wanted to just run another one because this one, although not as interesting as the other one, I did actually catch a crab on this one. So anyway, just dropped the crab trap in the water. Now the first thing I noticed when this thing hit the bottom was, if you notice that the crab netting is sitting across the front of the lens of the camera, which means that the ring of the crab pot, I'm pretty certain, is touching the top of the camera, so the crab trap's not sitting in the bottom properly, which I thought might have caused a bit of a problem. The other thing that I noticed was the colour of the water on this video. So at this part of the video, the water is very green. We've got an incoming tide at the moment, and the water that we've dropped this crab pot into is the estuary water colour, as it normally is when there's no fresh water flowing. But because we have got a incoming tide, very soon the water actually just changes colour instantly. You'll see that in a minute, so keep an eye out for that. Meantime, as you can see, we're up to 1.5 minutes now and nothing much is happening. On the other video, the fish were onto this straight away, so that could also be attributed to maybe the quality of the water and maybe the fact that they just can't see it very well. I'm not sure, but the fish are hanging around and sort of having a bit of a look. The main fish we're seeing at the moment are those silver brim, and there are heaps of them around. That movement in the net you can see is because of the little swells, a little bit of swell above pulling the float along and making the ropes move. Doesn't seem to worry them too much, but as you can see now, the fish have started to move in. One guy gets in and has a smash, and everybody else wants a bit of the action. They're all looking, something is definitely going on here that's a bit different, I think. So it looks like there's a bit of a feed, so everyone else is coming in for a bit of a look and have a smash. Now, something I noticed about these guys, brim, is that they feed quite aggressively, and that's the nature of this species of fish. Not 100% sure on their actual scientific species relationship with other fish, but they're fairly closely related to the snapper. The way they feed, they're quite aggressive, and I'm pretty sure in this video, have watched it all the way through, but I'm pretty sure in here we don't see any whiting, which is interesting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to fast forward this a little bit from here so that we can see when the watercolor changes, because between now and when the watercolor changes, not much else happens apart from more fish smashing into the bait. And just out of curiosity too, that bait is again it's goat meat, some goat neck rosettes, and the fish are absolutely loving it, which is interesting. Anyway, I will fast forward this now to the next bit where the water changes colour. You just saw the water change colour from green to clear. Now that has to be the fresh water coming in from the ocean. Moving forward from here, much the same with what happens with the fish. They're all still eating it. Didn't really seem to affect them too much. Maybe the brim sort of went away a bit, I don't know. But I can't remember how long it takes, but not long from now, first crab shows up. I may even just fast forward this bit as well. Come on, he's there somewhere. There he goes. I think he's coming in now because the fish are getting a bit there. There he is. So when the fish got a bit toey, I knew straight away he was in the area. So he comes in, claws out, full aggression on. Fish are like, okay, we need to back off. That's interesting how they all know that to stay away from a crab. They just seem to know. They're quite intelligent creatures when you think about it. Now in this bit I noticed the crab has his left claw over the rope of the trap of the pot, so if I was to pull that trap up now, right now, the rope would hit him on his arm, flick him off the pot, and there's no way in the world that I would catch that crab. It's all interesting stuff. I mean, I don't think there's much you can really do about that as to stop it. I mean, the just above where those three ropes join together, there's a little float there which is designed to keep the ropes up off the crab trap netting floor. That's funny, that old little fish come looking at the camera. And the idea is that if a crab cruises across the crab trap and he's got his legs across the rope, when you go to pull it, it'll scare him off. But if the ropes are up in the air, the thinking is, well, he'll go under the ropes. But as you can see, crabs have got different ideas. Now this guy, like in the other video, he's found his mate. He's finding that rope a little bit annoying, but he's not lifting his nipper over it. But he is smashing into that bait. They love this goat meat, I tell you what. And he is just using that right nipper there to tear little bits of meat off, and he's into it. But right there, you see that? Another crab comes in and just smashes him out the way, full aggression, and his left claw is now in a perfect spot. So right now, if I wanted to pull this pot, I reckon I've a good chance of catching this fella. But we've still got a fair way to run, and I'm probably out there in the boat running, dropping the other nets and checking the other nets, so I could be back at any given time. But I know that looking at the video where it is at the moment, we're about just under halfway through the video. So we'll watch this little fella for a bit and see what he gets up to. But basically, he's just got his face into that meat and he is smashing it. The little nets that we use to keep the meat in there, you can see how important they are. If it wasn't for that, you would have that meat would just get hammered. Like, it'll be out and gone in minutes. And the other thing that happens, which I didn't get video of, but I know does happen, is dolphins come through and they try to get the baits out. So it would have been really cool to get that. Maybe next time. I'm definitely going to do this again. And yeah, old mate Dolphin gets down there. They're pretty clever, mate. They can get them baits out of them things. So I'll work out how to do it. But on this occasion, I didn't get it. But this crab, he is absolutely smashing this food, and you know, he's pulling his body right in close to that netting. If I was to grab that trap and pull it, he's history. He's gone for all money. It really actually shows the importance of quickly pulling the traps up quickly, and when you first pull that rope, because you'll notice when it does get to it, that the first couple of pulls on the rope, just as you take the tension, it actually moves that pot, lifts the ring. It's enough to scare the crab out. So lucky we caught this fella, and you'll see that in a minute. So I am going to fast forward this a bit now. It's pretty much the same thing, him just smashing into the meat. Look at that, he's just tearing it. It's actually pretty cool to watch. It's really interesting. I sat there and watched the whole thing over a couple of times. Anyway, I'm just going to fast forward this now, and you'll notice he just keeps chewing into it, up and down, and fish are hanging around, picking up any little bits that are floating off. And now we're getting towards the business end of the deal. It's interesting that didn't see any more crabs in this one. I thought maybe another crab might move in. This fella seems to have quietened down a bit now towards the end. He's probably got a full belly, but he is not leaving that meat. He's going to stay there and protect it, and just keep munging down on it. But I guess it also shows the importance of not leaving the pots in the water too long. This was a 20-minute soak. It's too long. 5 minutes, probably, 7 minutes is maximum. 10 minutes, after 10 minutes, all the action's happening or happened. But you know, drop your pots. By the time you drop your 10th pot, if you're running 10, get back and pull the first one straight away. Leaving it sit for a long time doesn't help. If there are crabs there, they will be on it in minutes. Alright, so we are definitely coming towards the end now. Very soon you'll start to see the back ring of the net just lift a little bit, and any minute now, and then you'll see me pulling the pot up, and there we go. This is me pulling the first of the rope up, and away it goes. You see how that net just lifts a little bit first, but old mate crab, he is stuck in there because I'm pulling that pretty quick. Bring it up into the boat,
Crabby crab,
and there we have a crabby crab. Awesome. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. Thanks for watching, eh? See you next time.
that's what we want.